Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I know I haven't been around lately, but I am back and I am very excited to show you these two new pigment collections from Social Claus. The first one here is the Treasure Chromes, a group of 5 pastel colored chromes that she says she was inspired by pastel pearl colors. The first one, the lilac, is Booty. The Tahitian blue color is Thirsty. The gold is a beautiful champagne gold. That's Doubloon. We have that medium pink there, and that's Plunder. And the green, a beautiful sea green, is Salty. Now, all of these do have the usual exceptional quality that you get from Social Claus. They apply effortlessly. They are very mirror. There's no graininess, and they do not spark up or get glittery or frosty when you top coat them. Now I'm going to use coordinating colors for the base coats. You don't have to do this. You can use black or white if you'd like. They look just as good over those. This lilac is FS28. It's from the Nail, and it's from their Syrup collection. This blue here is from Jelly Fit, light grayish collection. This is number 9. The yellow is also from Jelly Fit, pale collection, number 4. Next up is Lumiere. This is from their same collection, gel polish number 42. And finally, the green color, also from Jelly Fit, pale collection, is number 6. As always, I will provide links to all of the gel polishes as well as any other items I use in this video in the info section below. Now we'll start with Booty, our lilac color. And I do like to work with 2 bottles when I'm using pigments, and it's just a way to prevent contamination of the, just as if you were using 1 bottle. So I have one listed here as a top and then as a base. You just want to get a nice even layer on the nail. Make sure that you don't have any bubbles or debris in this particular layer, as any imperfections will show through the chrome. Go ahead and cure those to manufacturer directions, and just no special tools needed for these chromes, just your fingertip and a little bit of light pressure on the nail, and that's all that's needed. Don't do what I did here. I wasted a little bit too much. I didn't realize I was picking up that much, but a little goes a long way. Dust off any excess, and while I don't show it here in this video, I would suggest a good practice to get into when using chromes is to etch around the perimeter of the nail. That way your top coat actually has something to grip to, and this will help reduce any chipping or peeling that you could possibly experience with any chromes. So get that top coat just floated over. Floating your top coat will help reduce any lifting of the pigment, but you don't really have to worry about that with the Social Claus pigments. As you can see here, it's very mirror, and again, there's no graininess. It doesn't get glittery or sparkly. Just a beautiful smooth chrome. All right, next up we have Thirsty. And I think this is just a dead-on color for the Tahitian blue pearls. So again, you don't need any kind of special tools for this. No silicone tools, no burnishing is needed. And don't overbrush kind of like I did here. I actually didn't pick up enough of the top coat to help float it on there, but luckily I didn't have any lifting. And I love that deep reflection that you get there. Really just a gorgeous collection. So we'll just continue with our application here. I'm going to let you guys listen to some soothing music while we finish up these, and then we'll get to our magnetic pigments. Alright, so here is the completed Treasure Chrome collection. I hope you guys can see just how beautiful these 5 pastel colors truly are, and hope you enjoy them as much as I did. Alright, next up is Supernova and Stardust. This is in the Chatoyant line, which are the magnetic pigments. For the Supernova colors, we have silver and bronze. The silver is a slightly smaller micron size than the bronze is, but just as beautiful. And unfortunately, my light tint does not show them to the full potential here. You can use them with their intended magnetic effects, but you can also use them like you would any other powder over the nail for a full nail effect. And I'm just going to get a little flashlight on these so you can get some idea of just how linear the all-over nail especially can look with these. Absolutely gorgeous. On the magnetic one, the ones that I use the magnet on, you can see them a hollow effect on that. A little more scattered, but you can still see it. And that bronze, this actually, it's so much prettier in person. I'm always saying that about these pigments, but most of them truly are. That bronze is perfect for fall too. And next up here are the Stardust. Two of these have color shifting to them. The one there on the left is kind of a rose gold shift. The one in the center is kind of a lilac rose color shift, and then we have the silver on the right. So this one here on the left is Memory. You can see here the shift between gold and rose. And the center here is kind of an icy lilac color. And you can see here in the pot, it's got a little bit of that lilac to a slightly rose color. And then we have Magic, which is a flashy kind of silver. Again, the light tint doesn't really show the true potential of these, but in person, these are really spectacular. Now, as with most kind of cat eye type polishes or pigments, they look best over black. So that's what our samples are going to. I usually use the Accents black on, but my bottle was an old bottle, and so I ended up using a Stemio, and this is Better Black, and over my samples here I did it Accent Shine On over the top of that. Again, you can use any of your favorite top coats for this. You don't need to use the accents. It's just, I always find they work better with the Social Claws pigments. So for the silver hollow, I've used the accents, but because the micron size is slightly larger for the bronze, I found that using a clear top coat or a blooming gel that was on the thinner side actually helped move this pigment around a little bit more when you used it with the magnetic effect, when you use the magnets on it. So Social Claws did include this cute little silicone round magnet with the packaging. But I dug out a few of my older magnets that I had these small little rectangle ones. These are deceptively powerful little magnets. And I have this little cat eye wand that I got from Joe Hens. It has a little round end, which has a chunk missing out of it. I didn't realize that. And then we have this bad boy here. It's about, I believe it's a 45 pound magnet. That's a beast. And then you will need a gel brush of some kind to apply your mixed pigment onto the nail. I'm just using this old Crystal Nails brush that I had, but you can use anything that you have on hand. And again, all of these samples are done over one coat of the Stemio Black and a coat of the Accents Shine On. I find that using this over a no wipe surface, the pigments move a little bit better than over a surface that has a inhibition layer. And I'm mixing my pigments over these Joe Hens mixing sheets. These are handy to have. Now, ratios for mixing your pigments with accents, It's an equal amount. So whatever size dot that you have for your pigment, I would put, I'm sorry, for your top coat, I would put about that much in your pigment. At least with the silver, that's what I did. I used slightly less when I used the bronze, but that's what I would suggest. But depending on your top coat, you may have to adjust those. Now these do come with these cool little shaker tops, but I took them off, and again I'm putting like 1.5 scoops on there. You do not want to use too much pigment, and so learn from my mistake. I did that one time. I mixed up a little bit too much pigment into the top coat, and it actually wrinkled after it cured. So you may have to work with your ratios to get it perfect for you. Now, since my brush is dry, I'm just using a little bit of top coat just to wet it just a little bit. And then we're just going to take a little dollop there, and we're going to apply it to our nail. Make sure it's debris free. Get a nice even coat on the nail. The cool thing about these pigments is if you find that you don't like the effect that you're getting, you know, your magnet's not working the way you want it to, or you just don't like the design, you can simply repaint it and start over again. So for this one, I'm just showing you really quickly with the standard cat eye magnet what it looks like. You get that scattered hollow effect there on the darker areas that you can still see. And again, like I said, just rebrush it and you're set to try something new. I'm using that small rectangular magnet and the round one that came with Pigments. And again, just have fun playing with these. You can try, again, different shapes, sizes, change the poles around, which ends that you're going to use. The push and pull of it is the fun part to see. If you get to where you're satisfied with it, I would suggest getting it into the lamp immediately, as the pigments do have a tendency to start spreading the longer it sits without curing. And once you get it, just top coat it, cure it, and here is your finished design. And as you can see, you get a little bit of that hollow effect there. You can see in the black areas and your lighter magnetic area. Very cool effect with these. All right, next up is our bronze. Now for this one, again, since the micron size of this one is slightly larger than the silver, I wanted to use a thinner type carrier polish, I suppose is what you call it, top coat. And I used a little less pigment to top coat ratio. I felt that it moved a little better when I applied the magnet. And again, just get a nice even coat on there, and again, just a standard cat eye to show you what it looks like. So pretty. It looks like a deep space nebula of some kind or something. It's very, very pretty in person. Get that bad boy 45-pound magnet on there, and let's see what happens here. Again, a little more of a gentle curve to that. And again, if you're satisfied, go ahead and cure it, top coat it. I just love the depth of it in those darker areas. This really is going to be a nice color for fall. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Stardust colors. First one is going to be Memory. Then we're going to mix that up and apply it to the nail. Now from here I'll just show you the different effects for each one, and while you listen to some soothing music, and then I will be back. All right, so here we have the completed collection. Again, the Supernova hollows there on the left. Again, a little direct lighting to show off those effects. And again, the Stardust cat eyes over there on the right. I know you guys will have as much fun as I did with these. These are a really cool collection. If you have any comments or questions for me, as always, leave them down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And there are links to the products that I used down below. And I'm going to show a small clip here as well that I took outside in full sun, just so you can see the full effects of these magnetic pigments. And until next time, I will see you guys later.